Hey everybody, this is Street Design. Today I'm gonna start my segment of Let's Talk, my first section of doing this. And today's segment is gonna be on anime, and it's gonna be on one particular anime. Now, I'm not continuous as I used to be with anime, so I'm not up on 4 or 5 animes or like I know other people are. Getting this. Um, but one of the animes that I keep a constant watch on every week it comes out is Naruto. I'm a fan of Naruto. Um, I just think it's a good story plot to it, and they keep it interesting. Um, Reason I want to do a segment of it is I ran across a forum the other day, and it was talking about so far it is in the story. Um, they was talking about the manga. See, I don't really read the manga. Not, I mean, I can every once in a while just peek to see what's happening, but I really don't care for the manga. I just wait for it to come out online or whatever. And they was talking about in the forum. A question was posed in a thread: Is Naruto of legendary status so far in the story? Um, I per I personally think that's an easy question to answer, in my opinion. There was a lot of debate about it, which I can understand why, but to me, I think it's clear cut, and I'll get to the answer, but I'm gonna tell you what was said amongst most of the people there. Um, there were some good points and arguments made for both sides. If you did think Naruto was legendary, or you think he is, um, he's done a lot of good things for the village. He beat Gaara when Orochimaru attacked. Um, Most recently, the battle he had against Pain was he was basically the only one who could stop Pain at that time. Something that even his master Jiraiya couldn't even do. So that was definitely huge. So those are some statements showing, and not only that, but for him to contain the nine tails, he has a lot of power too. Um, he's being a lot of ninjas that are well known. Um, and then there were statements, where Naruto is stronger than people who are legendary status, so he must be a legendary status. Kakashi, his sensei, um, is legendary, is known as the Kabi Cat Ninja around the Shinobi world, so obviously he's a legendary status. And Kakashi even admitted by saying Naruto has surpassed him in strength. And uh, and Master Jiraiya was obviously a legendary Saiyan, and he surpassed him if he was able to beat Pain. Uh, there were some good points made. Here's what I'm gonna say about it. Is Naruto strong? Of course. Naruto is easily probably one of the strongest ninjas up to this point. Um, he never quits. He gives it all. He's really a strong ninja. And with the help of the Nine Tails, uh, he's he's almost to the point where it's unlimited chakra, a crazy amount of chakra. Uh, and he has done great things. Oh, somebody mentioned, well, he must be a legendary size because Sasuke is a legendary status. And I disagree with that statement entirely because Sasuke was already a rogue ninja when he left the village, and they kind of keep every village keeps kind of tracks of rogue ninjas wandering around. And since he was an Uchiha, I think that made it more concerning for all the other villages. Uh, Once he attacked Killer B and they realized that he was part of the Kasuke, that just made it didn't make him famous. It made him notorious. Um, in fact, it made him infamous. And when he attacked the summit, that just even made it worse. It didn't really make him famous as far as I mean, he is a strong ninja at this point. I mean, he basically held his own against the five cages and managed to kill one, so he's not weak. Um, but I don't think that automatically makes him to legendary status because my thing is if you're gonna be a legendary status, you have to do things and things as in plural. Like one thing can't just be the sense of your accomplishment because no matter how great it is, it won't be enough. Um, and that's leading to Naruto. I mean, the biggest thing is him defeating Pei. I mean, the leader of the Akatsuki. Yes, you even hear that some of the people in the village are like he should be Hokage, and he's definitely gone up. I'm not down that, but here's the thing: now that we're in the point where a war is going to happen, and that kind of it it kind of overshadows what Naruto did because nobody knows. I mean, I think there was rumors of what happened to the village, but nobody really knows about Naruto uh, accomplished defeat because there's more pressing matters than that. So it was kind of overlooked. Um, I think he's a savior in his village, but as far as legendary status, I mean, he's not quite there yet. You have to do a little bit more, and I think people are trying to make comparisons to other. Well, yes, he's stronger. At the same time, he could taste the nine tail fox, and he's like, oh, we can't use that excuse because he was he came with that, and I understand because you can't be like, oh well, he didn't have this, he wouldn't be. No, he has what he has. But my thing is, they treat at all anybody who's possesses one of the tail beasts. They're supposed to be an instruments of war. So there's it's not even surprised that he's supposed to be strong because that's what they were. That's what they wanted them to be. So, he, and I read that comment. It's like you can't give him credit for being strong with that because that's like saying a janitor's doing a good job mopping, so he should be legendary. You can't do something that's originally his job, and that's a good point. I don't think he's there yet. I think in time he will. Maybe even after the war or what he accomplished, but he's not. He's just not there on legendary status yet. Um, and that whole forum turned into a Kakashi versus Naruto thing. Well, you can't compare because one, Naruto's still young. He's still a Genin too, by the way. And Kakashi's been in the war. He's made his name through various things. He was Ambu at one point. I mean, his name, yeah, okay. Kakashi is, and they both have different style. Like, oh well, Kakashi was losing to these opponents that Naruto beat up. Well, Kakashi has a good amount of chakra. I mean, actually, I was very kind of, I don't know, heated when somebody was like, well, Kakashi just kind of sucks. Like he's not very strong. Like they used to make him out like he was strong, but he's not very strong. He always struggles with opponents, and he doesn't really always go out full out. Like if he wanted to, I mean, you have to remember he's skilled in a way where he could take out any Jonin pretty easily. But yeah, he's gonna struggle with people like Pain because that is somebody in a different class. And for him to even last as long as he did versus Pain is an accomplishment. I think that's overlooked. Um, and also, Pain went through the whole village. Obviously, he was tired, and then he had to deal when Naruto transformed, and that took a lot of his energy. So you have to realize you can't do kind of comparisons like that to anybody. It doesn't really matter. In order to be a legend, you have to do something of legendary status, and it can't just one thing. I don't see how one thing can make you a legend. I don't see. Um, I mean, it might one big thing can make serious. I mean, especially at this point in time, I think he will be though. So I don't want to say like it'll never happen for him, but um, that's pretty much all I got for on this topic of let's talk. Okay, this is Street Design signing out. See y'all next time.